them, but has exasperated them. I appreciate your attention to this matter. Do you want? I don't think I need to read the letter.
You can give it to Karen.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's getting to be a weekly problem instead of a couple times a year. There you go. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to address the council?
I hope as we peacefully let Joe speak that I will not be interrupted and allowed my 4 minutes of speech. I agree with Alderwoman Ram-Kinsoon when she said, quote, "The vote to provide gray water wasn't a gatekeeper of a project of this scale," unquote. But I think it was obvious that it was at least a factor. But how much weight did Joe DeStefano's strongly worded letter to Andrew Cuomo have in influencing the viability of making CPV a reality? And if it would have no effect, why even send it in the first place? I wonder if the Greywater deal was the only deal Middletown had with CPV. We have a moral obligation to protect our residents from health risks by pulling out of this one deal. Even if we exclude the health risks, it is a net financial benefit to pull out if we did a cost-benefit analysis. Even now, I'm seeing home values decreasing. I propose that instead of assuming that it is dumb to pull out, that we hire an actuary to perform a real cost-benefit analysis. But I have no faith that one will be performed, for the truth is sometimes too much for people to handle. The truth is our democracy is fractured due to big money in politics and corrupt politicians. It is apparent even in our local level. I mean, I ran against Joe DeStefano only because no one else would. Through some technicalities, it was the Republican committee chair who got me off the ballot, yet Joe is a Democrat. In what democracy and in what world is a process that enables a man to win before Election Day legal or even the slightest bit moral? No wonder only around 8% of Middletown voted. Who wouldn't have won against those numbers? Even a nobody like myself would have won, and someone realized that. Now our property values will go down. Our taxes will keep going up. Our air will be poisoned. Our children sick and the poor unable to move out. This is the curse, and it's unfortunate because Middletown is a good city, and so are its people. I can't wait for the town hall meeting with our amazing police chief. I refuse to believe our politicians are above the law. Thank you.
Anyone else? Go ahead, Mr. Massey.
Well, don't leave. I'm speaking to you. You attempted to run. Yeah, that's exactly. Let me clarify it. Let me clarify it.
Go ahead.
What you did was so egregious. You went out and you got petitions. You know, we all run. We have certain regulations. You get petitions by people who can actually vote for you to sign it.
That's what
You
I did.
handed in, I don't have the number any longer. They reduced it down at the Board of Elections because you had people didn't live anywhere near Middletown.
That's incorrect. All the addresses were Middletown.
That's
It
a
was
lie.
Through
I
technicalities.
still had,
such
there
as
was no
signatures.
there was no technicality.
726 pages of New York State election laws. You were able to exploit that for
Exploit. The Board of Elections looked at every one of your signatures and reduced it down to 77. You needed 186.
All right, let's move on to department heads, economic development.
Council President, members of the Common Council, I'd like to defer my remarks tonight to bring up a great program that's happening up at the Horton campus, the Middletown Accelerator, and the mayor will introduce the folks that are behind it. Mayor?
Thank you, Maria. All of you that were on the council last year do recall the Middletown Accelerator Program. The City of Middletown IDA participated with some seed money in the program for the new council members. I believe it was $24,000. The program is being operated at the former Horton Hospital. And although we did have discussions about expanding the program beyond the original seed money with city funds, potential injection of some city funds, it wasn't necessary for 2018's program. The Orange County IDA came through with funding, and you're going to hear about the program and the success of the program. Next, on March 13th is the grand opening of the program. All of you have been invited. The public will be invited also. So for tonight's purposes, I'm going to ask that the representatives of the Accelerator program come up and speak and address what is happening on that campus besides Toro and all the other good things. The IDA had a briefing at 7 o'clock, and I believe that it was very well received by the members of the IDA. So if I could, Ed Diana, who is the chair of the Accelerator Committee and board member of the Orange County IDA, is with us. Vinny Casalino, managing director of the Accelerator and the Orange County IDA, and Lori Villasuso, who is the chief operating officer of the Accelerator and the Orange County IDA. They're here to make a presentation. I don't think it's going to be a lengthy one. If we let Lori and Eddie speak, but if we let Vinny speak, it will be a lengthy one.
Lori.
We'll limit Vinny and let Lori do most of the talking. So, but I think you're going to be impressed by what you see, and I'm hoping that as we move forward, that this is a real seed program for economic development, and we'll have an opportunity now to start opening a dialogue with them to how to take this beautiful project, this huge investment of money by the Orange County IDA and other agencies, and then make that grow into economic development within our city. So, Lori, are you going to start off? Lori Villasuso.
Good evening, members of the council. I'm Laurie Villasuso, Chief Operating Officer of the Orange County IDA and the Accelerator. As Joe mentioned, we are going to be opening our Middletown Accelerator campus here next week, so we are very excited about it. I'm here today to talk to you a little about it, to bring you up to speed, give you a little bit of the history, and then kind of give you an advance notice of what's going on there going forward. So luckily, I have a micro machines degree in speaking, so hopefully I'll be able to talk fast enough to fit all of it in 5 minutes. So what you're looking at behind me here is a picture of the Accelerator as it is now. What it used to be is the third floor rather of the Horton Medical Complex, right above Toro Medical College. What we've done with that space is to bring in state funding that we've worked through a partner 501c3 of ours to retrofit the space in order to allow 13 companies to move in and operate. All of these companies are startups, but not startups in the typical sense that they're just a person with a pencil and a dream. They're actually companies that are sort of small companies that are interested in validating their product and scaling up, getting a broader customer base and a wider customer network, as well as increasing their product offerings. The IDA currently has an accelerator in the town of New Windsor. We have actually expanded out of our one building into 2 others, and we're working on a third. That accelerator is focused on the garment industry, in the fashion design and production industry. It's at its full capacity. This accelerator is focused on the incredible medical corridor that exists between here in Middletown and the town of Walk-Hill. It's all medical devices, medical programming, software, and personal care products. I would ask my Vanna White here to bring my second board.
That's no Vanna White.
My apologies for the quality of our Vanna White. The Middletown Accelerating Proprietary Programming is how this project started. The name didn't stick, but the accelerator in Middletown did, so that's good news. Basically, our goal was to attract medical companies to grow and operate out of the Horton complex in the city of Middletown. So we worked with the Toro Medical College, of course, the City of Middletown IDA, this lovely body. We had a funding strategy that started with the county IDA and the city IDA. We brought in our partners at TSEC, that's TSEC. They are our 501c sort of sister not-for-profit. 501c3. They helped us fund CFA dollars to the project, so we retrofit the facility to the tune of about $130,000, and those funds came from TSEC, so they're a really incredible partner of ours. WDI, the Workforce Development Institute, has provided grants to us for further operation as well as